Hey guys, welcome back to the One Up Weekly. I am super pumped. I came as Cool Ralph this week with the cool hipster hair. We're ready to do this, but guess what, Justin?
What's that,
Guess
man?
what?
I don't know.
Guess.
Oh, you're going to play the intro. Just play it dead silent.
You want to know what the best thing? You want to know what the best thing was about that? Is
What's
my
that?
mic was muted during that time, so no one heard what I said.
Oh, that's great. Well, welcome everyone to the One Up Weekly. This is episode 9, a video podcast where two dudes talk about cool stuff. And I'm Justin, and this is Ralph.
Hey guys, so the best thing ever is that I literally was talking smack about Justin and my mic was muted.
That would be awesome.
We could do it again. We could do it one more time.
No, stop.
All right, fine.
We got to move on, because there's a lot of bad news going on, but I don't think we should talk about that. Let's just get right into cool stuff.
The whole purpose of this show is to disconnect from all that bad stuff. So that's why we're here. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff going on. We're not taking it seriously, but everyone needs a break from that, definitely. So that's what we're here to do.
That's right. So, we'd put out a thumbnail that made it very clear that we want to talk about some arcade one-up stuff. So I think we should get started there.
Yeah.
What's really cool is I started seeing some people saying that they got some Burger Time pre-orders. They said they were going to ship them in March, and it looks like people are starting to receive them. So that is good news. And keep in mind, This is their second direct-to-consumer arcade cabinet, because the first one was Marvel. And I think this one's kind of going in a different direction, you think, Ralph? It's like, not everyone's going to want a Burger Time, but it's more of a special edition.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what the cool thing about the Burger Time was is that obviously there's enough people interested in it, because the last time we checked, and we haven't done it, maybe we can pull it up during the show, but there's that little Shopify hack where you can go in and you basically put the full quantity in your cart, and then it'll tell you how many they actually have left. It's just it's not really a hack. It's part of how Shopify works, I guess, but
Right.
Like they put in their maximum quantity they have available, and if you actually, as they sell, it gets.
Well, don't explain the whole thing, because then Arcade One-Up will call Shopify and
that's true. That's true. They might fix it. So, but the thing is, they're actually believe it or not, that whole idea of doing like a special edition cabinet. It's kind of, it's in my mind, if 3,000 is their magic number, then they've achieved success there. Like they sold almost all 3,000. Actually, it was 3,075 or something. So that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Enough people love that Burger Time.
Yeah. And let's just make sure everyone knows. Let's just get it out there. Give up already. They're not going to do a Tron. Just go ahead and mod your cabinet if you want a Tron, because Tron's not coming, right?
Yeah. Oh, you're asking me for my opinion on the Tron thing. I don't know. See, here's the weird thing, and I know we have the people that watch the show, the viewers of the show, range in ages quite a bit, but we have like some of the guys that are more in our age range, and then we go up all the way to like the 50s, 60s. So I think they're probably more inclined to enjoy or have like some kind of passion for that cabinet. But for whatever reason, I don't think it transcends generations enough to do like a large run of that cabinet.
There was something special John said when we were at CES. We started asking about titles, and he kind of dismissed us when we were talking about titles, and he kind of said this general statement. He goes, I don't think people want the cabinets that they think they want, because he's like, we know the top 100 arcades, and we know which ones are the most popular, and we've been releasing the most popular cabinets as we can get the license deals, and we can if we want to bundle it with a special feature, that's in the order of which they release it. And there's several games that are like people kind of want. There's like a group of people that kind of want, that he was saying don't actually play very well. Like, they don't translate anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they
like
did
modern...
this thing. But don't you think there's games like that you play? Like, I don't know, guys. Guys, this is interesting. I'm kind of talking to you guys on this one, but don't you think there are certain games that you play from your childhood that you play and you're like, man, it still is awesome today? Like, I'd argue there's 2 games right now, and Zohar, if he's in the chat, is going to love this. There's 2 games that I could play that I instantly give me like automatic nostalgia and I love, and it's Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter 2, the original ones. Sorry, not the original one, but Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition for me is that one.
Yeah.
And like, they just love, they are just as awesome now as they were then. But then there's certain games I've played Like for some reason, I remember in the arcade playing this game called Satan's Hollow, and I thought it was cool in the arcade, and I played it under MAME, and I'm like, this game sucks. Like it just sucks. This game totally sucks. I think maybe as a kid, because it had the word Satan in it, I was like, oh, it must be bad. I should quickly play it. Yeah, but anyway,
Yeah.
that's just a bad example, but that is one of them.
I'm going to throw this out here, Ralph. I'm going to start talking about something that what's really, really cool is we've only done a rough draft of what we were going to talk about today, so it's going to be really cool. You're going to see a real first impression when I all of a sudden start talking about something that I told Ralph I was never going to talk about. So one of the really cool...
Okay. So wait, I don't know about this then?
No, you don't know about it. So
Okay.
Code Mystics is the guy, they're the company that does the emulation for a lot of the arcade 1-up cabinets, and they have a video that explains how they do their netcode, which I believe is exactly what is on the NBA Jam cabinet that's coming out. And so so
Netcode, this is how they achieve their multiplayer across geographies, is what you're saying, right?
That's right. So just see if you guys can kind of see this. I'll zoom in. You can kind of see how the technology works. Again, this is from Code Mystics from a few years ago, and it kind of talks about how, there's actually imagine these are two cabinets, and there's button presses are actually sent to both cabinets, and the emulators real time try to figure out what the other person's going to do. It makes some assumptions, and as you go through this video, it talks about how there's different modes. And again, all of this is commercial emulation. So you take some of the emulators that are out there, some of them support netcode, but this is a company that has software developers that are investing a lot of time into this, because then they sell it to companies like Arcade 1-Up. And that's exactly what's happening in the case of NBA Jam. So in this video, they go deep into it and talk about how they do. You can kind of imagine how they're going to do it with NBA Jam, where, multiplayers across the country, are sending controller codes to each other, and you can actually play against each other in NBA Jam. So I think it's going to be really, really cool. So that is something that I find cool.
No, I mean, that's neat, because you have to, I feel like you naturally, if you're not building software, excuse me, I burped right there. If you're not building software that accommodates for different speed, like you might have different latencies depending on where you are in the United States, your internet connection or whatever. And that's what this is built for, right? It's built to accommodate, so the gameplay doesn't necessarily suffer based on the connection between the two, like the host and the guest, if that's what it is. Is that what it is? Is it a host does one cabinet act as a host or a guest, or are they both like,
I think they're
kind of
both
like point to point connection?
I think it's point to point.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the whole
cool
trick. I don't know. I can't dive too deep into the technology, but Code Mystic.
Here's why this is cool, because you have a company behind it that's specializing in retro gaming, like making this happen. So it's not like they're just slapping some stuff together and calling it good, right?
That's right. And I'm really excited about that, because a lot of us play around with emulation, right? And emulation is based on open source, or like, a set of software developers that are not making a ton of money, off of this hard work that they're doing, and we as consumers are benefits. But when they have software engineers that are paid, a salary to invest into building out technologies, sometimes you get a better project. Now, there's debates about that, because some people will say, well, you get a group of, hardworking open source developers and they can do some amazing things. I'm not taking any of that away. Away. That is absolutely true.
No,
but when we're talking
cool,
about
man.
Arcade 1-Up or Act Games, they are technology companies that either outsource to other companies, or they have engineers themselves. And the hope is that they can continue to evolve their product in such a way where, it's enjoyable for all of us to use.
I did want to mention something real quick. So there's a comment in there that says, congrats on scoring your Street Fighter 2 arcade cabinet. So for those of you who don't know, there was a eBay auction on a Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, and I kind of like blindly threw out, like I was like, oh man, that's like my favorite game from back in the day. I'm like, if I had that, I would be stoked out of my mind. And so I placed the bid, and it was declined, and I'm like, I'm good. But then I kind of like, sat on it a little bit, and I was like, well, I'll just push it a little bit more, because I thought maybe my first offer was a little low ballish anyway. And then he actually accepted the offer. So I'm like, oh crap. So I actually didn't think he would. But the cool thing is it was a local seller. He can drive it and deliver it. And so I'm super stoked, because for one, I can't wait to do a video on it. It's in pretty good condition. There's a couple restoration things I might have to do, but I'm excited about that, because most of the arcade cabinets that I've ever bought were in like good condition, so they didn't really need restoration. And it's a little, I will admit, that's an area, Justin, where I'm like, I'm not
nervous,
super
right?
comfortable. Yeah, I'm not super comfortable because I've never really worked with, like, I've had other people come and replace a CRT, but I've always been scared of CRTs.
Right.
So I kind of want to get more comfortable with that technology, even though it's a dated technology, because I have no intentions of replacing that with an LCD. There's no way. That is staying CRT.
Yeah. So the big question from Willie Loomis, I'm sorry. What did Kim say?
You guys, you do realize that there's some things that are supposed to stay, you know, kind of cool on the show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, Willie, we're gonna have to take that one offline.
I was trying to find the sold item you bought off eBay, but I can't find it. You want to look for that while I talk about another topic?
No.
Everyone's just gonna have to wait for the video, huh?
Yeah,
Is that how it
yes.
works?
There's got to be some. Yeah, there's got to be some mystique behind it. Oh, no, the CRT is never going away. Like, I don't care. But so Justin, I can't remember whose turn it was. Are you sharing something, or am I sharing
go
something
for it.
next?
Go.
Yeah, you want me to go? Okay.
Yeah, you go.
All right, so check this out. So guys, you know, have you guys have probably all seen the video I did the other day on House of the Dead, right? It's actually behind me. But so like one of the things I loved about that is that mod was I used Wiimotes for it, right? I used a Nintendo Wii so I could do House of the Dead. There's House of the Dead 2 and 3, and then there's a bunch of great on-rail shooters. But a project that I've been following pretty closely is the Side and Light Gun project. And they just did an update just recently on it where they've got the final shell done. They actually did a recent demo of it. So, I mean, I'm really excited about this because the thing is, there really hasn't been much innovation in light gun technology. It's always been, oh, you need a sensor bar or you need a camera or something like that. So, like, there hasn't been a way to provide someone with a light gun experience on an LCD TV that doesn't require something else. Where the Sidon project put the camera in the gun and then put like a small white border around the image. So I don't know why I'm so burping right now. It's really gross, but sorry guys. But the cool thing is that so it doesn't matter. You can put it on whatever TV you want. It immediately knows what its play field is. So that's really cool because that's been the problem in the past. So I'm going to share real quick with you. I thought it was kind of cool. I don't know. Hopefully you guys think it's cool. I thought it was pretty neat. But they showed a video of it of playing Luigi's Mansion with the light gun and the final shell. So let me stretch this so it looks a little bit better for you guys. But the shell they show in here is actually the production shell. So you're gonna hear some of the audio, but I'm gonna pump it down. But give me 1 second and you'll see they're gonna bring up the. So that's actually what the gun's gonna look like. So they decided to do the blue color that's like the arcade blue and red. So any kind of game like Area 51 or the House of the Dead, they used to have two gun colors. They used to have a blue color and a red color for player 1 and player 2. So they went with that kind of blue arcade color, but it looks pretty awesome. Yeah. The only thing that I just love the look of it. But the other cool thing, Justin, is I think you're going to talk about Polymega.
That's right. And
the cool thing is I didn't realize this. And I don't know how I didn't realize this, but Polymega is using the Sidon light gun. Finally, a company is going, hey, maybe we should partner with them. So it was kind of like I was waiting for this. I was waiting for someone to partner with them because I actually kind of thought I had heard rumors that At Games was going to do light guns. And I was like, oh, really? And I thought maybe At Games was going to develop their own light gun technology, but that's not the case. They're actually I think they're just going to use like other light guns off the shelf, like the stuff we've seen for 10, 15 years. But in my mind, if Arcade 1-Up wanted to bring light guns to the masses, they would partner with Sidon, partner with them. And that way it's a plug and play solution. The problem is going to be is can they get it to a cost? That's the thing with Arcade 1-Up. It's always like, can we meet the price point? But if they could work out some deal, imagine, Justin, if they went, hey, Sidon guy, we'd be interested in doing House of the Dead, and they get Sega on board, who they're already on board with Sega, right? So imagine them doing that and getting Sega to agree, and then going, hey, we want 10,000 units. I'm sure the Sidon guys would be like, hell yeah. Right? Like, yeah, we'll do 10,000 freaking House of the Deads. Go for it.
That's right.
So, yeah, as the video plays, you'll see, if I fast forward a little bit, so you can kind of see, I know the video is not the best quality in the world, but see how there's a white border around it? That white border is the play area that the gun registers as that's my borders, right? That's my top, bottom, left, and right. So it's automatically calibrated because it sees which is freaking awesome because the biggest issue with these guns is when they lose calibration. It's a pain in the butt to always have to calibrate it. The other thing is, so if you guys have played with like an Ultimark with MAME before, the other issue that you have, I love this. That's so cool. The other issue that you have is that if you calibrate it from a certain spot and then you switch spots, you really need to calibrate it again from that spot. Your calibration spot is where you should actually play that light gun game. So anyways, I thought this was fun to share. I'm going to constantly give you guys update on the side and stuff. This is Project Update 15. I think we'll probably see this around May, June at this point, maybe July at latest. That's what it looks like. It looks like that July-ish, kind of summertime release finally, because the molds are done. The recoil integrated chip is actually not integrated chip, but the recoil PCB is back on track. So I think they'll be able to ship them when they ship them with the recoil and everything. So I'm kind of excited about this. But you guys know I love the light gun stuff.
Yep. So yeah, Ralph was talking about the Polymega, which they're going to be coming out later this year. They just recently announced that they have partnered with Amazon and Walmart. So as of right now, they still have the pre-orders. Now this
Justin.
Sinden.
Sorry, Sinden. Yeah. I always say Siden. Sinden.
I think Siden is better. By the way. So anyway, with Polymega, it's a premium emulation box. They were going for FPGA hybrid in the beginning. I think we talked about that on the channel. But the reason why I'm really interested in this is because again, it's a company that has hired software engineers to build a really good UI and a really good backend. If you look at some of the shots they have. The videos they have of the UI. I wish I could pull it up right now.
Justin, real quick, I'm gonna act stupid for a minute. Don't comment on that. By the way, don't comment on that. No smart ass comments. Justin, dumb it down for me. I guess I don't really fully understand. What is the goal of the Polymega? Like, I'm Ralph the retro gamer.
Okay.
Why do I want this? Like,
okay.
Sell me. Like, give me the sales pitch, but give me the Justin non-verbose sales pitch first. Like,
okay.
Hook me in 60 seconds. Why do I want to buy this?
So you're the type of person that doesn't want to spend weekends and weekends configuring everything yourself, trying to make sure that all the box art and all the games are just like synchronized perfectly. And you don't mind spending a couple $100s on a console that basically does it all for you. What you're paying for is not only the console, but also the box, or I'm sorry, not only the console, but like the service. And so
the experience.
Yeah, the full experience. When you, and there's no piracy involved in any way. Like you're not downloading ROMs, so you're not searching the internet for ROMs, which, some people might say, dude, it's super easy, but some people may not want to do that, right? They're like, man, I would totally legitimately pay for all the games that I play if there was an option for it. So what Polymega is doing is they support like 30 consoles, and they're using commercial emulators, right? So, and they're using these little modules that allow you to swap out for NES, Super Nintendo. There's like 30 some consoles, including CDs, and it will dump them. It'll dump the ROM onto the hard drive, and then you don't have to worry about it.
But I don't need to know anything about this. So I'm like Joe guy who doesn't want to mess with Raspberry Pis or any of that stuff. So I don't have to worry about an image. So you're saying like, am I using my carts or my games? Or okay, so games I have in my collection, original games.
That's right. The games that you have in your collection. So imagine you want to buy more games, you just go onto eBay and buy some old games, right? $10 on eBay for some NES games, whatever. And then you put them into the device. You dump it.
Zohar says we're not reading super chats. Was there a super chat?
There's been several, and he's getting really mad. I've been showing him on the screen, so let's take a break for it. First, it's super chat for Zohar. I love you both. It's the thought that counts.
Okay, Zohar thinks that. Okay, Zohar thinks that the world is going to end and that he's not going to get that Mortal Kombat cabinet. But I'm trying to assure him I'm no expert, but the world's not going to end, and you will be getting that Mortal Kombat cabinet. So
I'm not an expert.
I promise. So I'm putting the disclaimer on that if it did end, that's just a disclaimer. Because if it did end, then I would feel stupid.
You wouldn't have to worry about it. So,
but then no one would actually watch this for proof because the world would have ended.
Right.
So we're good, right?
So
I'm
Stranger
protected
Films,
from a legal standpoint.
once you read his super chats.
All right. Got an arcade one-up Space Invaders for sale, asking 12 rolls. Asking 12 rolls of shut up. That's a joke, right? That has to be a joke. Although in this day and age, I wouldn't be surprised. As we stand right now, I wouldn't be surprised. All right. When is the wedding? Can you live stream it? Dude, Zohar, I have a feeling I don't know that would go over. Actually, I don't know. I haven't asked. I mean, if I did
I know a good camera guy.
I mean, if you guys were cool with it being like, hey, there's just a camera setup and like it's just going to be what it is. Because if I spent time setting that up at the wedding, I don't know if she'd be cool with that.
I could film it.
Oh, maybe so. Maybe there will be, Zohar. We'll see. Justin has volunteered to be the camera guy.
That's right. Anyway, so what else you got? So Polymega, that's it. If you look at their UI, I think it's really, really good. So it's going to grab the description of the game, the artwork of the game, lay it out in the menu. It's going to do all that for you. You never have to tweak it. It's plug and play. There are games that you can that's their goal is to make it where you can buy games. But seriously.
So wait. So you're saying they're because keep in mind, Justin, I like didn't follow this project for whatever reason. They had it at E3 and I didn't go look at it. I don't know. I just didn't. But so are you saying that it will be a platform that people can build licensed games for too?
Right.
Like
yes.
Okay, so that's cool. Will it be powerful enough to play newer games? Like if they wanted to go to modern route, or is it really just built more?
So some of the timelines were delayed because of that. They upgraded the Polymega's the Intel Coffee Lake S series processor. So they bumped up.
I like coffee.
It's got 3 terabytes. You can install up to 3 terabytes of games on Polymega. So it's expensive. It's I mean, like the pre-order that I got the big set, but it was also like the dream. This has been my dream for a really long time, to have like a single console that you can just like, it's like fully set up and supported by somebody else. Like for example, I'm gonna throw this one out to you, Ralph. So okay. I know, Ralph, you called me yesterday, and because
you're gonna talk about the Wii thing,
yeah.
Okay.
So we were talking about topic. Wii, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna spend." I heard it's super simple to like mod your Wii. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good. I used to mod Wiis back in the day. It required a mod chip, and those are a little more difficult. But nowadays, it's soft mod. It's super easy.
Yeah.
How long did it take for
okay, so the modding part was actually easy. So to do the soft mod,
it's easy. It's easy. Everyone says it's easy, but
no. But I'm not there
and
yet.
It's true.
Okay. Yeah. So the soft mod was easy to get the Wii to a point where you could just load games on a hard drive. That wasn't that difficult. The difficult part was, okay, well now I need a bunch of ISOs. Well, I was thinking that someone had created an app by now that you like just put your disc in your Wii and then it will like create the ISO image for you. Yeah, no. You have to go through this whole... Well, first of all, I have to find them. And then, so now I'm hunting. Now, keep in mind, I was hunting for games that I already owned, which I had the stack up here, but I don't know what I did with it. It's a bunch of games I already own, so I don't feel bad necessarily getting the ISOs. I already put the money into the game. Yeah, it took me like literally all day, but it probably in 5 hours I got almost 3 games on, and I'm like, you know what? This is the reason why I didn't do it for the video when I did the House of the Dead, because I would have spent so much time.
Yeah,
get off finding the ISOs and making sure they're
Get off my lawn gaming. It says 3-year-old can homebrew a Wii. That's right. It's super
easy.
It's
easy to homebrew it. It's just difficult to then go and hunt all the games down.
The word you're missing to say, it's time consuming.
Yeah, it's time consuming.
Like if you want to invest into understanding how to modify, and I mean, look, I do the reason why my channel is Console Kits. I spent years learning how to, desolder the CPU and the PPU off of an NES, invested all this time to learn the skills. And then I modded, I don't know, about 50 NES consoles and sold them for $400 or $500 a piece because I added HDMI to it using the high-def NES. Yeah. Think of how much time that took to do. When I first started, it would take me 4 hours to do a high-def NES mod.
Well,
and then by the end, it was still like 2 hours when I got really good at it. But it's super time-consuming.
Well, my problem was yesterday. So here's the thing, guys, and this is everyone. This is you guys too. This isn't just me. All of us have families, we have kids, we have lives, we have jobs, all that stuff. So like the time that you have to dedicate to retro gaming or whatever, whether you play modern or retro, it's irrelevant, is probably limited, right? So for me, I have to add YouTube into that. So what's my next video going to be?
Right.
What I want to prep the content for that. Well, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna work on this. It's easy. Everyone says soft modding's easy, so I'll just do it. The soft mod was a breeze. I was like, damn, I'm gonna be done in like an hour. This is sweet. And then when it came to how to get the games on, and then there's ISO format, there's WBFS or something, and then there's like a new ISO format, but you can't, that new ISO format makes the game super small. It's called like NKit or something.
Oh, cool.
But the problem is that NKit format will work on an emulator, but it won't work on the Wii itself. So now you got to convert the NKit to ISO or to that WBFS thing. So I'm like, oh my God. I forgot how much time this stuff takes. So I'm kind of upset in a way. I learned something new, which is cool, but I wasted a lot of time.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. That's why I like.
really cool.
Wait,
Let's jump right.
Whoa! Hold on, hold on.
Yeah,
What the heck is that?
I know you're gonna love this, Ralph. But
no, wait, Justin. What is this?
So this
Seriously, what is this?
What you're looking at is a portable Nintendo 64, and people are like, "Oh, that's probably running, a Raspberry Pi." No, dude. This is all original hardware. The only thing that's not original about it is the molding, but everywhere.
Wait. Is this a custom build that someone made, or what is this?
Yeah.
They're not selling this, right?
They're selling this. You ready for it? Now it's on
that
eBay.
Is so cool.
It's on
Holy,
eBay.
Whoa! What's the price?
$75. Yeah,
Wait, what does that say?
$975 for this Nintendo 64. It's a one of a kind though. Like this dude made. Here, I have a video on it. There's this video on it.
Oh my gosh, that's so stinking cool, dude.
Yeah, it's cool. I don't think any of us are gonna own it or buy it, but so there it is.
But that is badass.
Nintendo 64 hardware running on a little portable version. There it is.
Dude,
see how the cartridge. Now, here's what's really cool about it.
He kind of almost made the cartridge so it's hidden. It's pretty.
Imagine
cool.
like if Hyperkin or someone like that jumped on the design. Now they're going to do it in emulation, of course, but like it's a pretty slick setup, right?
Dude, that's wicked cool. Like
and,
honestly,
and
that's
like how
so
it's
neat.
Shaped like the controller a little bit, but they don't have the analog stick in the bottom. Oh, another note. Did you guys know that the Nintendo 64? You're gonna love this, Ralph, because you've just been playing with the Wii.
I love how you. Oh, hold on a second. Where Justin paused the video was when. Did you do this intentionally? Where you paused it? Can you go back to the video really quick? He pauses it when the guy's showing 16:9 4:3 aspect ratio.
Hey, Ralph. Ralph, I don't know if you noticed. He focuses a large amount, about 2 seconds, of the video on 4:3 and 16:9 aspect ratio.
All right, shut up. Check this out. So, did you know that if you take a look at the Nintendo 64 controller, the actual controller, grab the part that sticks out at the bottom, go grab the Wii nunchuck. It's exactly the same. Did you know that?
No.
It's the same.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, the nunchuck for a Wii is the Nintendo 64 handle. It's the same mold. I'm not joking. Think about it.
Wait. So you're telling me that shoot, I thought
Go
I had
get
one
it
right here.
Yeah, do you have a Nintendo 64 controller too?
Yeah, it's in the closet though. It'll take me forever to get it.
Okay, but guys, check it out. If you have a Nintendo 64 controller and you have a Wii nunchuck, it's the same. Nintendo literally was all like,
brilliant to think of like reusing it. That's pretty cool.
Because they're like, oh, it didn't work on the Nintendo 64, but they still want that analog stick on the Wii.
Yeah.
And so they separate it. It's pretty sweet.
Cool. That's really cool.
So yeah, I'm not buying this Nintendo 64.
Well, we're still waiting for the Hyperkin one, and from what I can see, it's delayed more. I mean, it's not portable, but I think, dude, I feel like lately. I don't know if it's just like we've talked about this before. I think it's the ages of people where the Nintendo 64 was their childhood console.
Right. That's right.
N64 is in this like hot zone right now, where I think if companies want to strike on something really hot, is like make N64 products right now.
Yeah, just like Octoman PCs, he's saying we need a Nintendo 64 Classic. That would be pretty sweet. Now, the problem with the Nintendo 64 is our memory of how good it was isn't that great, because it was one of the last consoles that a lot of us would play it on a CRT. So if you plug in a Nintendo 64...
Well, it looks amazing on a CRT.
Looks great on a CRT.
Freaking amazing.
And even
it looks... Why did I do that? It looks amazing.
Why did I do that?
I don't know why you did that.
I don't know. I went...
Yeah.
Sorry,
but if
guys.
you throw it on it's okay. It's okay. There's some good mods out there to make the Nintendo 64 look better. I think I did.
Well, there's that crazy Ultra 64 one, but isn't it super expensive? I can't remember what it's called. Isn't it Ultra?
Yeah, I've done about 10 of those mods, I want to say.
Excuse me.
No. What I'm saying is like, okay.
Yeah.
They're not.
I've done about 55,000 of those mods.
What do you? Okay. How many arcades have you modded? If I was sitting here talking about arcades...
More than your number of N64 mods.
Okay. Total consoles.
Oh, we're shooting our stuff right now?
Between 2002 and 2004, I modded 300 Xboxes.
Okay, well, I don't know that I've done 300 mods.
Boom.
Big shot. You're such a big shot.
Well, okay, let's compare subscribers.
Bam. No, I'm
You
just
won.
kidding.
You won there.
Wow, we just had like a geek off right there.
Yeah, a little
I've
bit.
modded more than you've modded.
So it's like 300,000 Xboxes. No, it was only 300. I remember I had a spreadsheet. I'd track every single serial number that for every single one I did. It was the early days of the Xbox, and you know why? You know why I did it? It was because you could play Nintendo and Super Nintendo in 4x3 on component video. And I was like telling everyone in the world, I was like, you want to play the old retro games from the 90s in the highest quality possible? And they'd be
Justin's dad
yeah.
could beat up. Justin's dad could beat up Ralph's dad.
That's right. I do want to say, while we're on the topic of 4x3, I'm going to tell this quick story. So I want to...
I'm going to go take a nap.
No, it's not about
Justin,
4x3. It's more cool news. I don't know if you guys know, but Disney released Frozen 2 on Disney Plus 3 months early. And I know it's not necessarily about gaming.
This is cool news. I know. Actually, who did you tell me this today?
Yeah,
Who told me this?
I think I told you yesterday because, it was
No, actually, you didn't tell me. Kim told me today.
Oh.
I think she said, yeah, no, I think she did because we were talking about how kids, I don't even know. Sometimes they blend. The sad reality is I talk to you almost as much or more than her. So I think you were saying like, because the kids are going to have to be home because of the quarantine that like Disney, that's why Disney did that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, they were like, if we have it available, it's our movie. We can just put it out there. So they got it out there 3 months early. They're rushing Star Wars 9 as well. It's only like 4 days early, but that's out on Blu-ray and digital purchase. They're just trying to do something. And so, I don't want to talk all about Disney, but the cool thing is I want to see more companies do that. I think it'd be really, really cool. Let's see if let's get Arcade One up on the phone. Let's get App Games on the phone and be like, how can we help? How can we help get some?
How can we accelerate E3 cabinets now?
That's right.
Make it happen now.
This is cool. So now, yesterday I had to do some testing for Frozen 2, let's just say. And so I let my daughter do that, and because they said that was cool, they're like, Frozen 2's coming out. Like, can we get some people testing on it? And so my daughter's all like looking at it, and she goes, it looks really good, but everything looks way better downstairs. And I was like, well, why do you think that is? She goes, because
what do you mean downstairs?
Downstairs, I have a television set, and upstairs we have a television set. So she's watching Frozen 2, and she's like, it looks really good, but in that room, it's just HD. And in the room downstairs,
it's 4K.
It's 4K. And she looks at me and she goes, I think it's because, dude, I almost wanted to cry. I think it's because the TV downstairs is Ultra HD HDR10. And I was like, that's the look. Nope, she did.
Oh my gosh, you probably cried. Justin's not an emotional guy, but I guarantee you cried. You probably actually cried. You were like,
she didn't even say 4K.
That's the sweetest thing you've ever said.
She didn't even say 4K. She said UHD. And she must have overheard me always say UHD, HDR10.
I'm just glad she's a girl because I don't think I could deal with another boy, Justin.
No, it's really good. And like so I pulled up a video of Mandalorian in UHD, and she's like, "Oh, that is so good." And I was like, "Okay, let me switch it." I would fix it so it'd be HD only. And she's like, "No, that doesn't look as good." And I'm like, "There's very few people that I know that can actually tell the difference between like higher quality resolution, and my 11-year-old can." So I am super happy.
Well, that is. I won't take that moment away from you. That actually is pretty cool. I'll give you that. That's cool. So want to know my dude? I am wicked gassy.
What is wrong? Oh, is that a symptom?
Oh, see, I'm wicked gassy. What is going on? Are people tired? Is that what the Z's are for? Did we do something bad?
It's just Mike. He's getting tired. That's his problem.
Right. So, all right. So I want to share something really quick that I think is super cool.
Do it.
So, all right. First, I want to do. I'm gonna do a poll, but I'm gonna try not to mess it up. Okay, Justin. I'm gonna get the poll rules from Justin first, so I don't mess it up. Okay, Justin. 0 is yes. 0 is no. 0 is no. 1 is yes. Right.
That's right.
No. Yes. 0. 1. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. I can see in your
Let's
face.
Do this.
You're like,
go.
Okay. The other thing that's wicked distracting is I've gotten so fat that this shirt pulls right here. And like when you go into the wide camera view, I can see the shirt pull and you can sort of see if you could go back.
Is that better?
Kind of.
All right.
It sucks either way. But, all right. So So do you guys are you guys like thanks so hard. So, are you guys in the mood for like a really cool pinball thing? Like I found something that's really neat. It's a pinball innovation that has not taken off for whatever reason, and I think the main reason is the cost of it. It's actually not cheap, but I'm guessing this is going to be the future of pinball at some point. So if you guys are interested in that, 0 is no and 1 is yes. So if you're interested in seeing this pinball, Justin, I'm validating with you.
Yeah.
Doing like what
Ralph is like, hey guys, I have to tell you about the future. What? I have to tell you about the future. On the night I go back, it's time. There's new pinball.
Okay, so I got a couple zeros, but mostly ones.
Those were just people that were confused
about the poll, because I'm like,
Okay, so it's wait a minute. It's 2 is
by the way,
no
this is the new dumb voice that Ralph has recently been working on. He calls me late at night sometimes, and he's like, hey Justin, how's it going?
All right, check this out real quick. I'm gonna actually try to share it with sound. It's really neat. I'll explain it after because it's gonna seem confusing at first. I'm gonna play it with sound, and then I'll go back and so the technology, before we get started, the technology is called multimorphic pinball, and I know it sounds a little bit cooler.
I think I've heard of this before, but I don't know where. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, anyways, it's new. It's new from my perspective. So check this out.
It's new.
Is it playing with sound, Justin?
Yeah. Can you guys hear that? Hit a 1 if you can hear it. Hit 0 if you can.
Let's go!
Wait, I bet no one can hear it. We got to do all Beavis and Butthead right now. That was cool.
It's not done yet. I'm gonna explain it in a minute.
Okay.
I think the video's almost over. Check this out, Justice. Watch when you hit the ball. See the cannon fire on the back screen?
Uh-huh.
Is that not badass? Look how rad that is.
Let's go!
The Zero Hero says, can kids of all ages play?
Do what? Kids of all ages play. Hell yeah. All right. You can even play Barnyard, whatever that is. All right. All right, I'll pause it. So let's go back to, can you check that off real quick? All right.
That was pretty cool.
All right, so check it out. So what this is it's actually, it's virtual pinball and physical pinball coming together. So if you noticed, should I put it back up so you can see? So if you notice, that's not a good example though. That game looks a little late. Hold on. Sorry,
Meet that baby.
All right, so let me get it where there's no text so you can see. All right, so check it out. So in this example, it's mechanical pinball meets virtual pinball. So the play field that you're seeing is actually again, I burped, sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
We got to rename this episode to Ralph, the one where Ralph burps a lot.
I know. So the bottom play field is oh God. So I think it's right now it's a 1080p bottom screen. Mm-hmm. And there's something in the ball that it almost works like a touch screen kind of thing. So it knows the ball is special, so it kind of knows like where it is on that screen. And then that back part is actually interchangeable. So if there's a different game, like this would be really cool if you're like a bar owner, I think, and we're gonna put these in there because you could then change the game later. Right. But so the dynamics on the front table kind of stay the same, but the like how detailed or complex the back part of the game gets is all based on which like device or pack you have in there. So it's just kind of neat. I've never seen anything like this before. It's a startup, so I don't know if someone larger will buy this. I think it's pretty neat. I just thought it'd be worth showing off because I was like, wow, that's pretty neat. And there's one more pinball specific thing, but Justin, if you have one more thing, we can bounce back to you because I didn't pull it up in advance.
Yeah, go ahead and pull it up. We can take a look at the chat here. And mostly people are talking about how you need some gas X, and soda.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Don't
I
Ralph,
don't know why I'm
Ralph.
this guy.
Ralph
I
is
don't-
gonna Ralph. I just got to know, when you were a kid, did you get that a lot?
No. Oh God, yes. So
And
annoying.
CVL says the genius thing that Toy Shark should buy them.
Yeah, I don't think Toy Shark could afford them, honestly.
Yeah, I
I heard the guy that backs it is like this. He's a super successful engineer who just like made a ton of money in his past, and so I don't think he needs. Yeah, I don't think he needs Toy Shark.
All right.
Sorry.
So you pulling up the thing?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now.
Pull up the thing.
So pulling it up. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know if you guys know this, but we do this all the time. Like, we can talk about it. So, like, Ralph and I, when we call throughout the week, we literally say goodbye. It's the nerdiest thing ever. Like, I'm like, all right, I gotta go, Ralph. I gotta go, Ralph. And he's like, he knows I'm serious when I go, yeah, I'll see you on the next one. and he always is like, I'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, on the same time, we'll be like, I'll see you on the next one. And I'm like, wow, we really are losers.
We are so losers.
All right, so we don't need sound for this, but I'll show you it really quick. So it's another pinball related thing. So this was one. Dragon Gamer said, what did I eat? Actually, I ate a burger today, so I don't know, like that wouldn't. Yeah, I ate a burger. We did go out and eat. So we left the house, so it was kind of nice. So we actually like went and did stuff with like normal people and everything. That was kind of fun. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but I do work from home a lot, and now I have to work from home like indefinitely for right now. So
yeah.
All right, so check this out. So there is a UV kit for the Stranger Games pinball, Justin, which lets you play in the upside down. So basically,
first of all, for those that don't know, we got to play this at CES. This was the best pinball game I had ever played. Now, it was so exciting.
Isn't that so cool? Look, that's the upside down. Like, how badass is that?
But we didn't know about this upside down there. I don't know if they didn't tell us or...
I don't think they were talking about it at that time, but I'm like, what the heck? Like, what a freaking amazing idea to have a UV kit that lets you play in the upside down. Like, that is beyond, that's so freaking neat to me. Like, Ric Flair outdid himself on this one.
That's right. I think one of the other things we wanted to highlight that's kind of new in the last couple of weeks is how the Retron 3 HD 3-in-1. Remember, Ralph, we were going to be talking about this, and it's kind of one of their...
Before we talk about that, this comment, someone said pinheads seem to hate the table for some reason. Really? They hate the Stranger
Maybe
Things?
It's
I think it's
flashy. I don't know. Like
oh my gosh,
really awesome.
Justin and I were in like information overload playing that at E3 because he didn't play it yet. And I'm like, Justin, you have to come over. Like, I was almost obsessive. I'm like, dude, you have to play this. You are literally going to be so mind blown. It's going to be the coolest game. And when you looked back at me with this like child look, like you had just seen Disney for the first time. Like you just walked through the park doors at Disney because you were
the
so
moment
excited.
you put your hands on it and start playing
little
it, you're
boy
like,
Justin came out.
Oh
And
my!
like,
Oh my gosh, Ralphie, this is so awesome!
anyways,
it was amazing, and we wanted to show it more. But they specifically were like, no, you can't film it. You can't film it. Even though like a couple days later, we saw tons of YouTubers that were like showing.
Justin, that was really weird what I just did. You know when you feel embarrassed about something you do?
No. I never.
No, like, you know when you do something that's you know when you do, like, you know how we're all kind of nerdy, and like, you know how sometimes you'll do a nerdy thing, but you know you're not amongst nerds, but I am right now. But you know when you're not,
okay, sure.
and then you do something and you feel like really, you start to sweat, like you get the pit sweat a little bit and stuff.
Butterfly, maybe.
I got that right now because I feel like you kind of thought I was really dorky right there, and I can't see everyone else.
You
so I'm feeling super insecure. Yeah, I feel you actually
sorry
embarrassed
I made you feel that way.
You really did. Like,
it makes me not even want to talk about the Retron 3 now.
No, talk about it because
I think all we had to say about it is, this is another a Hyperkin solution. So it is for the, we just highlighted the Polymega, but to be fair, if you don't have, what is it, $399 for the base model, and then you're going to buy the modules, they're like $59 each.
Yeah,
it adds up to about $600 if you want to get the whole thing. Or
so I have one.
You can just get the Retron 3. You got this guy?
I didn't get the red one. I got the black one, but it's still in the box. I haven't had a chance to open it yet. But the cool thing is so it's all three of their systems, like, as separate systems, I think, under the same plastic.
Yeah.
if that makes sense. So it's all 3 system on a chips underneath there. It's not dumping the ROMs or whatever. Am I saying that right?
Well, there is a unit that dumps the ROMs. I think it's Android based. Dumps the ROM and then
This
you play
one
the
doesn't
ROM.
dump the ROMs.
Okay, this one's like an ASIC or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
so
it's
we
all
got a super
3.
chat. Oh my god, this is like the best super chat ever. What's the best HDMI option for N64?
Stringer Films, you just basically made Justin's entire night. I'm going to go now, and he'll explain it to you. So, sorry, guys. The show's over. No, I'm just kidding. All right, go for it, Justin. You're so excited about this.
Well, I mean, there's a couple different options. One is you RGB mod the N64, and then you use a scaler to go to HDMI. That is a cheaper option. A more expensive option is use the Ultra HDMI. The problem with the Ultra HDMI is the guy who created it and supplies it only makes small batches at a time, and they're usually always out of stock. And they're like $150 just for the mod itself, and then you have to get a modder typically because it's not something an average person that can an average solderer, is that a word? An average person that can solder. Typically,
solder aficionado.
Yeah, like if you've soldered some things, you won't be able to do it. But like if you're like, oh, I've soldered like a million things and I know how to drag solder across, like I can't remember the dimensions. It's a really fine pitch, 40 pin chip. Like you can do that fine amount of soldering, then you can probably do it. I think they go for about $400 or $500 on eBay, and the experience is pretty decent.
So you say that's the best?
Is the best I've seen. There's some less expensive options where you can just plug right into the back of it, and it basically upscales S-Video to HDMI. And S-Video is way better than composite. And it's near, a lot of people say RGB all the way, you got to do RGB, but the S-Video is just a notch below.
Justin, can you, while I share something, can you find, I don't want to think so hard to think we're not hitting his super chats, but supposedly we missed one, so maybe go back and find that while
all right,
I'm...
so we got the Stranger Films, thank you so much for the super chat, and then I'm going up.
All right, you do that. I want to share something really quick while you're doing that. Hey, baby.
I can't find it.
I don't know. Maybe.
Sorry, man. You're just gonna have to do the super chat again.
No, I'm just kidding. No.
Kidding.
So I wanted to share with you guys. There's this guy who. So some of the last couple of thumbnails we have, it's by this guy Adolf Hipster
right, yeah.
on Twitter. So you should actually go follow him because he does a lot of really funny things. Like he just did this, and he does a lot of it that are like follow-ons from our show. Like he'll take something funny we said in the show and then make like a picture, and lately he's been messing with
some of it's highly offensive and inappropriate.
Yeah, some of it is highly offensive. Yeah, some of it's definitely offensive. Like, the coronavirus hype is out of control when strippers are now working from home. Like that, but this one, I don't know what this is all about. I have no idea. I have no references to ever saying it says future. Who the heck's future RetroRalph? He says future RetroRalph was right.
Know.
Here's John D at Adult Expo in 2030. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
But he's got like, hold on, there's something in here that I thought was really funny that he
Hold
did
on, we got a super chat from Zohar. He says, why is Ralph's MK cab missing from the background?
I'll answer that in 2 seconds.
Okay.
I'm trying to find some of the more like some
Stringer Film says, hey, look, it's the pinball guy again.
Huh?
I don't know. Anyway,
hey baby.
So what?
There's this.
That's right. What if The Rock was?
So like, remember when we did the Back to the Future episode? We were laughing about The Rock being Biff, and he actually went and made like The Rock as cool. Biff, which I thought was awesome. So he's got a bunch of really funny ones that he'll take like from the show and make. I don't know that this one. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but you're not in this, Justin, apparently, but I am.
It's Cowboy Ralph.
That's Cowboy. Dude, my arms are so much thinner there. I kind of wish my arms were that thin, but maybe not. But then like Justin's a total gangster apparently. Like I had no clue that Justin was so badass. Like wow, he's not a joke.
Phil says,
Justin.
scroll back to the top of the page.
Why? What was at the top?
I think it was a super chat. Let me see. There's a short buffer. That's the problem.
Like look at John D. Like John D was part of Run DMC and didn't know that. Like he's like seriously. Like I had no clue that John D was even in Run DMC. So Justin has David Hasselhoff pictures that he did a review on. I can't find that video though, Justin. You did a David Hasselhoff thing, but apparently I can't find it. I don't know what that was all about.
Yeah, I got embarrassed, so I took the video down.
So go follow him, guys. I think first of all, he'd super appreciate the support. He had no clue I was doing this today. So his name is Adolf Hipster, for those of you that have Twitter. Go follow him. He really does. He's a wicked nice guy. And the funny thing is he was telling me he literally just started doing, oh my gosh, what is this? Okay, hold on a second. I have to share this because I missed this one. He just started doing graphic design not that long ago. But what is this? How did he mix up the My Pillow? Did some extensive research last night of the two dudes in Arcade 1-Up and discovered the guys, what? What the heck?
Like,
See
you know,
what I
they
mean?
did.
Like, that's the Arcade 1-Up guy. Hold on.
Like, oh, they've done previous work.
I
My
got a
Pillow.
beef. I might get in trouble here. I have a beef with My Pillow.
Why
Dude, the
is
My
that?
Pillow, if you've ever owned a My Pillow, they're awesome at first. And you know
Oh,
how
right.
he tells you, like, he's like, I would actually cut off my right arm if for some reason your My Pillow isn't still, feel awesome, like, forever. And it's weird. They go flat or something. At least My Pillows. My Pillows. My Pillows. My Pillows. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, he's got some funny, like, this one was hilarious, I thought, where...
Oh, yeah, the Seinfeld.
So from the Seinfeld episode, you've got Justin, which actually, that looks pretty believable. Like, that actually looks like you, dude. And I bet you've actually owned that jacket probably before. You
yeah.
might have even worn that jacket before.
Probably.
So,
One thing I was getting a lot of heat from, I did a couple videos while we were at CS. It was kind of funny because I wasn't really planning on doing videos when we went to CS. Remember that? I was like, I'll be your camera guy. Let's focus on your channel. Let's focus on really bringing it for people. And then like the second or third day, I was like, hey, I want to do a couple of videos, but I wasn't really prepared. Like literally I wanted to do this thing where like you hit live and there's zero preparation. And that Frogger video really was I think it was the first one. It was like, Ralph, remember that, Ralph? I was like, just hit record. I don't have no clue what I'm going to say. Because I wanted to get good at just like, improv, like just going live, right? But
I do not remember you marketing the 1-Up Weekly this way, but yeah.
But on literally the last couple of days, for some reason, I'm getting a lot of comments on that Frogger video that I did, and the last two comments were people think I actually work for Arcade 1-Up, and they're like, "This dude doesn't even know how to play Frogger, and he works for the company." And I'm like, busted. You totally busted me. That's right.
So one of my favorites that they did was
this was great.
It's Scott Baccarat on the left. He's the CEO of Arcade 1-Up, and then you got John D on the right, who's the SVP of marketing. And then for some strange reason, they're playing the At Games Legends Gamer,
Right.
which isn't out yet. And then on the right, you've got on the right, you have not Ric Flair, but you have Gary Stern from Stern Pinball, and I don't know why. He's the Pac-Man head, but he is.
Right. So Stringer Films says you have to wash the pillow to make it go back.
You do?
Really?
Oh wait, you know the trick, dude.
'Cause we
That's
have
so.
one
Thank
too,
you for
and
the
we
super
were like-
chat, dude.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell my wife because my daughter has a My Pillow, and she was just like, "This thing is so flat," and I think we've had it for like 2 years. Like literally, that happened this week. I mean,
Wait,
the thing
yours
is, my
went
wife,
flat?
my wife, yeah, but my wife does wash pillows. Like, believe me. Well, no, not pillows. The pillow sheets.
Wait. So hold on, Stringer Films. This has nothing to do with technology or gaming. Or
Yeah, he
anything,
says
but it is
wash
very
it.
important. So you're saying you actually put the pillow in the wash?
It's like a mod. You mod the pillow. You just
You
throw
mod
some
the
water
pillow.
on it,
Okay.
and boom, it's back. Okay, and then Sling
All right,
Spade,
that's a
thank
good
you
tip.
so much for the super chat. He says, Ralph,
Oh, okay.
where's
Where's the
that
MK cap?
Mortal Kombat? Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't. Don't Zohar. Don't get all upset at this. So I had to move it. It's not going to stay there, but I had to move it to storage because he's going to get so pissed. Hold on, it's happening again. See,
Jeez,
dude,
come on.
I know.
Seriously.
I don't. It's not the kind of gas you can keep in though. You
People
gotta let
want
it
to
out.
know. People want to know.
Okay,
Let's
so
do
I had to
this.
move it to storage because I have some. I'm cycling the cabinets through. I actually wanted to cycle it through so people could see the mod. Like I thought it'd be cool to actually like show some of the other mods I've done. What are people saying? What?
You got to get Ralph tested.
No, I'm totally fine. I'm
Dude.
totally fine.
Burping
So-
is a symptom. You know that, right?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, I'm not disrespecting MK. Here, I'll show you that it's still around. Here, hold on. Now you're gonna get wicked pissed though. Hold on.
Okay, let
Justin,
me see.
Justin, entertain people.
Here we go. I'm zooming on Ralph, so everyone can look at him full screen, see what's going on. Look, he's going into the okay, and then Ralph goes into the closet, and then he grabs something, and then he turns around and he's walking towards us, and he has something in his hands, but no one knows what it is because this video only works in 720, which I really hate. I've been trying to talk to the StreamYard and be like, dude,
Wait,
you
where'd
gotta
you
get
go,
this
Justin?
1080. I focused it. I
You just showed me.
I just did narration of everything
Oh.
you were doing. What do you
It's
have
still
there,
here.
Ralph?
It's
Oh,
still here.
nice.
Part of it is here right now, so it's not all gone. And the reason why it's like this is because when I made that video of how to wire your Xbox to your arcade cabinet, I had to take the thing apart. So actually, it's apart right now, but I got to rewire the second player and everything. So yeah, I know you're very upset about it, but it'll go back.
Disassemble Johnny 5. No,
I just want to know what you
disassemble.
were saying. Oh, I know something I wanted to show you.
Oh.
So the video this week that I'm gonna do.
This is a sneak peek.
Yeah. So can anybody tell me
Yeah.
what the hell this is a controller?
Everyone
for?
start chatting down below. Can you figure out what he's holding up? Because that's not a $5 controller, I'll tell you that. And that's not a cheap Logitech that you can go find on the interwebs.
See if anybody can figure that out. No one's gonna figure that out. Maybe they can if they actually paid attention to what it said, then they'll know. But they might not.
Google Stadia, Flight of the Navigator.
It's not Google Stadia. It actually looks like Google Stadia, though. Actually, believe it or not, Google Stadia might have seen this.
Oh, did they rip it off? Bombshell, we're breaking
Bombshell.
news.
Oh, breaking news. Hey, there is something that I wanted to. So, what do you guys think? I had this idea. If you guys want, I'll unbox it right here on the show. But
You know they want it.
yeah, so I had this idea when I was building. How are we doing on time, by the way? I haven't really looked. Are we coming
56
up on-
minutes in.
All right. So, when I was doing the House of the Dead cabinet, I had this idea that I was going to put FAW guns on the cabinet. Like I was going to.
Like fa or faux.
Is
I'm
it
making-
faux? Am I doing two jokes? Is it FAW or faux?
Tell us in the chat. Is it fa or faux?
No.
So spell it.
Well, no,
like,
but now it sounds like
with
you're
a
talking about like pho the
Oh.
soup. That's different. It's not like the soup. Pho is spelled PHO, but it's
PHO.
pronounced like FA.
Yeah. See, Willie says I'm right. So that's a faux. Something that's fake. It's faux.
Okay, but it's not fake, so I guess I'm even wrong. So,
Yeah,
anyways,
see, FAUX.
I know, but I confuse things because I started
pho.
talking about pho the soup.
Okay. No, that's pronounced faux. You've been saying it wrong. for
No,
years.
that's pronounced pho. I know that.
I've been
Because-
saying that joke for a while because my family loves to get pho, and I'll be like, it's pho, right? And they stare at me and they're
All
like,
right, whatever.
really?
All
I'm
right,
like,
so-
yeah. All the Asian people are laughing at the Americans
Someone
for
says,
saying
"Oh,
it wrong.
Lord." It is a Nuon controller, so someone got that. I don't know who
Boom.
got it first. So, okay, so I'll tell the really quick version story of the Nuon, and then I want to unbox this one thing really quick. Are you missing Zohar's super chats?
I
He's getting
swear.
like really
Okay,
upset.
I'm sorry. Zohar, thank you so much for the super chat. You just did a fatality on my soul,
No,
Ralph.
Zohar, it's all going to be back together. I take stuff apart all the time. You just have to get comfortable with that. There's Mortal Kombat stuff all over the place. But so the reason why I wanted this is because I don't know if you guys remember how many episodes ago it was, but I was talking about how I really wanted to revisit Tempest 3000 because I don't know why in the video I'm going to try to remember, I just can't remember it. So I was buying a DVD player at Circuit City forever ago, and I needed a DVD player, and I was like, what's this? Like, what's a Nuon? And they had it on display, and they were playing games, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I need a DVD player anyway. And then the video they were showing was Tempest 3000. I was like, oh my gosh, that looks like such a killer version of Tempest. So I was like, well, cool. I'll pay a little bit more for this DVD player because I want to play that Tempest game. So I remember bringing it home.
This is before you were into gaming, right?
No, what do you mean?
Continue.
Why would I not? If I wasn't into gaming, why would I care about Tempest? What are you talking about? Anyway, so I was super stoked on this, but the thing is, I don't know what happened recently. Oh, I was watching a video, and I know all of you guys because you guys all watch all the same stuff as we watch, but I got this thing that said History of Tempest, and they showed Tempest 3000 in it, and I was like, oh my, I had a wicked nostalgia bug. I was like, I gotta find my Nuon, which I couldn't find. I was like, I just got to get a Nuon because I need to do a video on this because people that love Tempest are going to think this is awesome because it's a killer version of Tempest. It's super fun. So anyways, I'm going to do a video on that console. I'm not going to cover the other games because honestly, most of them really suck because there was only 8 of them anyway, but I'm really happy about that. There was a time when I wasn't into gaming actually, and it was around it was anything post Xbox for a while.
Yeah, I think we talked about this. We actually both. It's like we got lives all of a sudden. We were adults and we're responsible. Not saying anything against anyone that has been gaming for the last 30 years nonstop, but that's one thing that Ralph and I have in common a little bit after Xbox Wii 2003, 4, 5. It's like we took a break and now we're back.
And the funny thing is, I remember, you know what brought it back, and I'll unbox the thing in a minute. You know what got people like, so at the time we had young kids, and I remember everyone was all into Guitar Hero and then Rock Band. And so we had in our house, like people would come over, like other adults would come over and they'd want to play Rock Band, and we were playing the crap out of that. And I remember we were playing, I want to say we were doing Rock Band on an Xbox 360, and we got the red ring of death like in the middle. It's red, right? Yeah, it's like orange. So. It rotates orange. That happened, and everyone was like, "No!" Like we were legitimately thought we were real life rock stars. So I go on. It wouldn't have been YouTube. Yeah, it probably would have been YouTube. I go on YouTube at the time, and it's like this one guy was like, you put pennies, you put copper pennies under this, and it acts as it dissipates the heat. And so I went inside. I'm literally taking apart an Xbox 360, and people are like in the other room, like, Ralph, come on, we're like rocking out. You got to fix this.
Right.
So anyways, I used this hack and I fixed it. We played for like another 30 minutes, and then the ring came back. I was like, no. But we were obsessed with Rock Band.
Yeah,
Obsessed.
it was hot. I remember. We had so many versions of that. The Guitar Hero and Rock Band, same thing, man.
I'm gonna get that box real quick.
Felt like that was one of the big last games that I played in that time period.
Era.
It was almost like we got saturated with all of the different Rock Band games. Oh my gosh!
Look how beat up
the
this
thing
box
no one
got.
It's the thing no one likes on YouTube. He's actually doing it. He's gonna unbox it.
I'm not doing. No, shut up.
Because everybody loves unboxing. It's like why they watch the video.
I only wanted to show you what's in the box. I'm not showing the actual unboxing.
It's so great when someone uses scissors.
Shut up.
I'm just making the fun.
Go ahead.
What is inside? Everybody wants to know.
Gosh, you're so annoying.
They can't wait. They can't wait to see what wrap. The suspense is so high. Oh my gosh, the bubble wrap.
Oh my gosh.
Could it be? What? Dude.
So this was a gun from the original House of the Dead, and what I was gonna do was I was gonna put.
I'm sorry, that's actually really cool. Like,
yeah. So
I thought it was gonna be stupid.
No, it's not stupid. I wouldn't have done it if it was stupid.
That was.
So here's the actual gun holster for it. And wait, I think it goes like that. So here's the actual gun holster, and that's the gun for House of the Dead, the original gun.
It fits in.
Yeah, like that. So my thought was I got this super cheap because it's broken. I was gonna put these on the side of the cabinet just for the look.
Just for looks.
Yeah, so I was gonna make it look exactly like a House of the Dead cabinet. I mean, the gun is like, yeah, cool.
But can you?
But you can see
it?
This is the blue.
Could you fix it?
I'm gonna figure out how to use it somehow. But this is the blue color that the Sinden.
Just say Sidon.
The Sidon.
Only one person's upset about it.
Pretty cool. I think it's pretty neat. So, anyways, and then it has the end of it. Let's see. Oh yeah, it had these. I think this is like the triangle piece that went on the outside of the cabinet. So this part like mounted on the outside.
Oh, nice.
And then the wiring went inside.
He's
like that.
Slowly gonna buy every single part from the cab, and eventually it'll be the original cab, just one piece
weird.
at a time.
But I was super excited. Well, the problem is I couldn't find a red one that was broken. That was because this was super cheap. It was like $20. So I thought for $20 that would be cool.
Sinden wins.
Sinden always wins because LCD light gun technology is dumb.
All right. Can anyone name what movie that's stolen from?
Because good is dumb.
Evil will always
Please
win.
win. Because good is dumb.
That's right. You know, it's funny. Like I've seen that movie a million times, but until you pointed out that part, I never like really listened to the words he's exactly saying. It is.
I love when he's all,
hilarious.
fooled you.
Yeah, I love that.
You fought for the oldest trick in the book, man.
Come on,
What?
man.
Come on, man.
Oh, you fell for that too.
I
What
need to
is
rewatch
with
that
you,
movie.
man?
What is with you, man? Like, dude, why? The movie was so good.
That's
Dude, the
right.
movie was so good.
That's right.
Wait, why did he say because TTF3 is dumb? What? Oh, I love Spaceballs, man.
Yeah.
We got to get Dragon Gamer on the. So do you know that Dragon Gamer does all of his videos as a dragon?
No.
I don't think I've ever seen his face. Every single one of his videos is with the dragon.
So he's
Here's the
kind of
weird
like
thing.
he's kind of like ETA Prime, except for not his arms.
I don't know what he looks like. And the thing is, I'm assuming, so the last game on Expo, which hopefully, guys, let's hope that the one gaming conference this year happens, because I have big plans for Game on Expo in Arizona. If it doesn't happen, I'm going to be super bummed out. But it's in August, so there's still a chance, I think, that it won't get canceled. So let's just hope that it doesn't. But he said he saw me last year and he didn't say hi. So what's up with that? Like, I am not some person that I am very approachable. Like, I was probably sitting in that booth, that pinball booth. But come up to me, man. I would have loved to have talked to you. I just don't know. I would have definitely noticed you if you were in the dragon thing. So I'm guessing you were dragonless that day. But anyways. What?
It's just really weird.
That sound
everything
funny?
you just-
Oh, really?
All right, so I think there's one more thing that we have to talk about. Those of you that have stayed all the way to the end are going to enjoy something that Ralph doesn't even know what I'm going to do.
Oh,
I'm
I
going to go
don't.
ahead
Oh.
and show it, and then Ralph is going to talk about it because I think that'll be cooler. And Ralph will be like, "Oh man, I'm so glad you brought that up because it's actually really cool. Watch this. He's going to do it."
Oh, you wanted to talk about that?
Yeah, man, go for
Oh,
it.
yeah,
What do you
it's
guys think
behind
of
me.
this? What? You have won.
Yeah, it's behind me. It's pretty cool, man. I was pretty stoked on this thing. I'll tell you. I'll give you the 2-second kind of Uh-oh. Oh, sorry. It's really
Seriously.
bad. I'm sorry. I'm
Seriously.
sorry, dude.
Okay. So let's talk about what's the type of person that would be interested in getting.
By
this
the way,
one?
you guys know that I love, Justin, you know that I love trying to do like mimic voices and stuff. And like, I've been trying to
do your ETA Prime.
I've been trying to do it really bad. And it's not it's not a disrespectful. It's just fun for me.
Yeah.
And like, I can't, so I'm trying to phase up. Hey guys, this is ETA Prime back again. And sometimes he goes, hey guys, this is ETA Prime back here again. Like, I got to get it. I need to get it
you
right.
gotta
I
get
don't
the
have
notes.
it quite
the
right.
notes are a little higher. I love
Yeah.
doing my
Hey
impression
guys,
of Retro
ETA
Ralph
Prime
is
back here.
hey guys, welcome back. Hey
Now, notice
guys,
I haven't done a lot of the
welcome back. Yeah, I called him like a couple months ago and I kept on saying it to him, and I think it just
It annoyed me.
it
I
annoyed
haven't
you
done
so
what
much.
guys
He was
want.
like, "Hey, welcome back to the channel." It's like,
No, now I haven't even said welcome back. I just start.
oh, that's right.
That's
okay,
because
so
of you, because you made
let's talk-
fun of me.
That's right. I did make fun of you and your long intros. So Rec
Hey,
Room
guys.
Masters,
Yeah.
he's got this 24-inch gameplay. You know, it's called the Gameplay Junior Arcade Cabinet. It's got 5 reviews, all 5 stars. You know why? Because it's pretty spectacular.
Yeah, it's
they
pretty cool.
only put in like the best of the best, or as Ralph always says, the creme de la creme of
Yeah.
of arcade cabinets, arcade parts. Right? This is Hap, right? It's all Hap.
So it's got hap sticks and hap buttons. It's got one of these in it. So hold on, I'll show you really quick. If you want to get me back on the just really quick, get me back on the single screen. I can
Okay.
show that really fast. It's got so it's got an iPac 2 encoder. This is like one of my favorite encoders. It works really well.
Why
You're
is
not
it
gonna
so
get
great?
You're just not gonna get. You won't get any latency at all. Like, there's no lag.
No
in this.
latency,
Zero.
and it
Yeah.
just works.
Yeah, it's great. And the other thing I like about it is wiring it. Now, wiring it's a little bit of a pain in the butt because it doesn't have like a wire harness for it. So you do have you have these little screws, but it tells you exactly where everything goes. It'll say like player 1, button 1, start, select, all that stuff. But it has one of those in it. So the cool thing is the other thing that's neat is on the one that they used, they have a partnership with iPac, so you can actually change the settings of it. So you can support Pi, you can support a PC. You can really put almost anything you want. The cool thing is if you're putting a Pi in this thing, it's like plug and play, basically. You just boot it up and you set up your controls and you're good. And it actually is designed, if you zoom in on the control panel, it is designed for a Pi. So the thought is that this would be something someone that's a Pi user would use. But the only thing that's kind of, you do have to supply your own monitor. It doesn't have a monitor, so you have to be careful. Like, make sure you get the right specs. You look at their website, and it'll kind of make sure.
Yeah,
So it's a little bit of work on your part.
24-inch. Yeah, they kind of. Yeah, that's just the thing. There's different levels of mods that you can do, and kind of like the At Games DIY product that they came out with called the Legends Ultimate. That kind of comes with everything ready to go for you to mod. Whereas this doesn't come with a monitor, so there's that.
But it's really fun to play like fight games specifically with this thing because of the HAP competition stick. So like it feels really good when you're playing like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat or something like that. I mean, you don't have the run button, but it's still pretty cool. If I harass Scott, will he re-release MK on that 24-inch? Well, if you bought that, you could turn it into your own Mortal Kombat. I mean, the only thing is with this, so the thing with this DIY kit is that, like, it doesn't come with any graphics on it, so it's a little plain, but maybe someone doesn't care if they're going to build, like, a multicade with a bunch of games. Dude, this burping is out of control. I know. Am I okay? Dude, I'm serious. Like, there's no burping. It's not, obviously.
Is there a doctor in the house? Like, what's wrong with Ralph?
Kim,
he's got, like, asteroiditis or something.
I don't know. I just, like, something's up with
I made up something.
Maybe it was the burger. I'm trying to think.
The answer is no. If no matter how much you harass Scott, he's never going to put a 24-inch screen in it.
No 24-inch. Not at least. Yeah, cost wise, it's not gonna.
So Zohar's a therapist. It might help actually. So we should have him call in and we can talk through your problems and see if we can.
I'm getting weird feedback from your microphone, by the way. I don't know when you moved it around. Yeah, something's loose. There you go. Don't touch it. Yeah, you're perfect. Just don't touch anything.
All right.
So anyways, Justin, that was kind of all I had, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was kind of it. And I got, a couple videos I'm going to try to get out this week, which should be fun. But then the Street Fighter's coming tomorrow. Yeah. Like, I'm super excited about the Street Fighter. Like, that's a big deal for me, dude. Like, honestly, I know that everyone's into the smaller 3/4 scale, but there's just no, like, I know it's not practical to fill your house with full-size arcades.
Right.
But it's just like, there's something so different about, it's just the CRT, man. It is the buttons and controls, but oftentimes everyone on here mods and puts the quality buttons and controls. But it's just the CRT is like magic for those games. It's the way you do remember them, and it like you could play Street Fighter on. Let's say you only played Street Fighter under emulation for 15 years of your life, and you never saw it on a CRT, or you did see it on a CRT, but it was when you were a kid, and you see it again, you're like, oh, it's so much better. It's so much better. And so like that game being a game that was like iconic for me in the arcade days, I just had to. When I saw it, I was like, I gotta have that. Like there's only one other game there's two games. I said one. There's two other games that I would like die to have.
Mm-hmm.
One is the original T2 pinball machine, because I played it a ton. It's really cool. It's a creative game. It has a lot of elements in it that were first times for pinball.
Mm-hmm.
The trigger was very unique. The way it had like that gun trigger, which is really cool. But then the other game actually I would love to have too is like the actual a real House of the Dead. I would love to have a real House of the Dead. I would even take one or two, but they're just huge. House of the Dead 2 is not a game that's practical to have in your house. It's super tall and it's super wide and it's crazy deep. The Street Fighter cabinet isn't too bad. So
let's talk to Zohar. I think it's time for us to give Zohar the therapy that he gives other people. So we asked the question, what if I harass Scott to release a Mortal Kombat on a 19-inch? So he's
going down. He's making compromises.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm going to start with 24. Now I'm going to go down.
So he's not. Arcade 1-Up is not likely to do anything drastic right now with this changing the layout of the screen. They kind of have a good groove going. The 17-inch, they got all their molds are around that, and people are buying them. The only reason why they would change something is if it was going to boost sales, and honestly, it would boost sales to our little group, but we are very small. I mean, they sold 1 million cabinets, right? And we don't have the people that follow us. Ralph doesn't have 1 million subscribers on his own. Like, there's, you know what I mean? Like
No,
the
no, I
crew,
know, I
the
know.
crew that like our little community that's been created among us and other YouTubers is really, really small, and we're the ones asking for like higher quality. The other 950,000 people love their Pac-Man exactly
Yeah.
the way it is. So that's the honest truth. But here's the thing, Zohar. Like, this thing is gonna end, right? It's gonna California may get shut down, whatever. But like we're gonna be okay, right? And I'm sure the roads will open up, and Ralph will be able to get you that cabinet, and I'll try to be there if the arrangements work out, and we'll try to hook you up, brother.
Yeah,
It's
for
gonna be
sure.
all right.
So, Justin, I am surprised that not one person, I purposely, so every week I try to like, because some of these cabinets I have like different games on, I put a game on behind me, and I can't believe no one in the chat said anything about it.
Because it's lame. And to put it in your words.
What do you
you're talking,
mean?
I'm just kidding. So I wish I could zoom in. It's the one to your right shoulder, right?
No, wait.
Yeah. Does
Yeah, how
anyone
come
know what that is? Can anyone see what
Do
game that
you
is?
know what this is?
Do you know what this game is? That's right.
Yeah, I can't believe no one. Well, actually, Marvel versus Capcom 2 is over there too. so believe it or not, even though I hate giving the Pi props for anything, the Pi 4 actually does play Marvel versus Capcom 2 halfway decent. I'm playing it on, I can't remember what Pi build that is. I'm not really a big Pi guy. You guys know that from watching the channel. I mean, I'll do it when I need to, but I'm not like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. It seems like too easy or something. I don't know. There's just I'm not dissing Pi. I would rather do other things.
See, this is what it is. Let me explain why he doesn't like a Pi. A Pi is like pop music to Ralph, and he's all like, no. I'm not into pop music. I'm not gonna listen. I respect the Beatles, but I don't listen to the Beatles. I like me some alternative music. That's Ralph.
I do, but so you're saying like I want to
like-
do it because
like-
it's a little different.
Yeah.
Go with a
RetroPie
different route.
is like too mainstream for you.
Well, could you imagine? Okay, here, put an example. Could you imagine? And I'm glad I didn't do this, but I wasn't into it anyway, so it didn't matter. Had I created the channel 14 or 15 months ago and made it a Pi Images review channel, right? Like, I don't know. It wouldn't have been unique to me. I don't know. I guess that's the thing. Like, everyone does Pi, so there's like Pies everywhere. So I just feel like it was just one of those things. It wasn't like I didn't choose it because I didn't think it'd be popular. It's that I didn't choose it because I didn't really love it. I wasn't like in love with Raspberry Pis. So, no, just is what it is. I don't diss them. I just try not to do mods with them if I can.
Right. Well, and another thing is like they are fairly easy. So there's already tons of videos on there. So we've talked about this a lot, and what's nice is to try to figure out what you're really interested in, passionate. Like if you're a YouTuber that wants to contribute to the community, what is your love, your passion about, and what is the interest out there,
Yeah.
and where those things intersect, that's where you should focus, because you'll have endless amount of content if it's something that you're passionate about and it connects with an audience.
Yeah. Well, and dude, honestly, after playing with like, I've done a lot of PC mods that some of that I haven't really featured on the channel, but with like Big Box and Launch Box. But then when I saw, and that's a lot easier than Hyperspin, but then when I saw Coin Ops, I was like, dude, why would I do like if again, there's some things that I don't like about Coin Ops too, and it's almost, we'll have a whole episode on this, but there are actually things about Pi I don't like, and it's not the things you'd think, but it's the same reason why I don't love Coin Ops too, because there's an element of it that just doesn't feel right. But I wish you and I had talked, and there was like a really funny moment we had on the phone this week, and it was too organic to try to recreate it here, but I can't remember. I made a joke with you. Do you remember what you said? Because I know I'll remember the joke if you say it. You were saying something about gaming and like getting images with thousands of games, and I said, I made a funny comment, and you're like, oh my gosh, if you said that on the show, it would have been super funny, and I can't remember what it was now.
Yeah, we were talking about how some of the benefit, so you got all these RetroPie, and it's kind of interesting, and this has happened in the industry a few times, where hacks and piracy kind of elevate the community or industry over time, but not immediately. But it's like there's diehard people that played some of these games in the late 90s, early 2000s from emulation, and then got hooked onto franchises and then purchased them later. I mean, we weren't talking about that, but that's kind of an interesting thing. It's like the residue or the byproduct of piracy. I don't know why I said residue. So, and thank you, Zohar, because you just gave us another super chat for $1 in case
You're
I
not
die
gonna
next
die,
week.
bro. You're gonna be good.
This $2 is for next Sunday. Look, I think Zohar is.
How come you didn't tell me that it looked like the microphone was growing out of my chin this whole episode? And you just didn't want to tell me. Like it literally looked. I was like, "Hey, you guys,
I don't know what
this
you're talking
is
about.
a microphone. This is microphone chin Ralph. How's it going, everybody?"
Yeah.
Like it was like stuck to me. Yeah, cool.
Zohar, I think you need to go back to your therapist books and read the chapter on like how to calm down, or how to calm down a patient.
Can a
or
therapist
something.
be a therapist for themselves, like self
I
therapy?
don't know.
for
Maybe you go
themselves?
to
I
a
don't think
mirror
they
and you
can.
like listen and you like lay down. I don't mean to make fun of you,
RetroRalph.
Zohar. Like I think you're going through some stuff, and I
You
really
got
appreciate.
this, bud. You're gonna
Yeah.
be good.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are having a tough time, but I hope you guys enjoyed our show. That's what our plan was today, is to try to not focus on some of the sad things, but kind of revisit some of the exciting moments from this year. You know, CES, there was a lot of fun stuff and a lot of cool things that we are looking forward to this year that we're still excited about. Let's kind of run through them. So Polymega is something that I'm super excited about because I would love to be able to play, swap into various consoles. There's a lot of CD consoles that I never got into that straight out of the box that console will emulate, and you can pick up those games. My plan is to kind of pick up some of those Sega CD. I even think they're trying to get Saturn, and I don't know all the list, but it was like immediately there was like Neo Geo CD. Never played those, but there's
I didn't play Neo Geo. So yeah, I played mostly Neo Geo under emulation, and then I went back and when I could afford it, and I was getting, in the hardware. The problem was I would have loved to have an AES, but it never. Even now, AES now is expensive, so MVS ended up being my, because you could get the MVS hardware pretty good price. So I don't know. I just feel like Neo Geo is too cool to not experience with the actual carts and stuff. So it's almost like one of those things. If you really love Neo Geo and you play it under emulation, if you ever get the itch, it's a really cool thing to just go Plus, there's so many people in our little community that could help you with it. But go get the MVS hardware and go get one or two carts and make that all go together and work. And it's just a cool experience, and it just makes you have such a. If you never saw a Neo Geo cabinet in the arcade, but how cool would it have been being an arcade owner and someone going up to you and go, "Hey, I'm going to give you this key. You're going to buy this cabinet from me, and it's going to have interchangeable marquees on the top. And when we come out with a new game, you don't have to buy a new cabinet from us. You just buy the cartridge and you put it in with the, take one of your games that are lesser sellers out and put this one in and swap off the marquee." That was so cool. As an arcade owner, that must have been awesome because for one, it's way more environmentally friendly because you don't need to buy a billion systems. You know what I mean? Think about how many wooden cabinets are all over the place, taking up space. It's just a cool idea. Neo Geo is just really neat. That whole thing. I wish that Neo Geo is almost similar to Sega for me, where I just wish they had a reemergence. And I guess they kind of are with the stick that they put out and stuff. But Mr.'s awesome.
Yeah, the Mr. FPGA, that's another option you want to get into Neo Geo. Also if you want to
Mr.'s a cool way for sure.
You can buy those from China, or not the Mr., but the what is it, the AES? Is that right? It's on my to-do list because MVS, because you can get them for under $50, right?
You can get them pretty. It's funny because on them is written for sale in China only. So I have one that literally says for sale in China only.
Yeah, we've been wanting to talk more about FPGA. Is that something people want to hear more about? Definitely, we want to. We had some fun there for the last couple of weeks where we talked about movies and stuff, but we definitely want to get back to our roots on this show. But if you guys want us to take it to the next level, kind of the FPGA world, more about maybe Mr., we can talk about that. We've thought about making a show where we actually walk through from beginning to end everything you need to get and everything you need to do to be able to play Neo Geo games. Basically, you start with, I have all the products, and at the end, we're playing Metal Slug. And it's because that particular one requires the RAM upgrade, and you got to download files and stuff
we
like
did,
that.
Didn't we show, or no, I did a live stream on like 101 kind of stuff, but we can kind of like put those things together, try to do it live.
You kind of make it interactive or something.
Yeah, it's coming again.
Jeez. So for those of you, if you want, you can watch this back tomorrow, play a game. It's like
count the
every
burps.
single time Ralph burps, take a shot or something like that. You'd be wasted.
So I am challenging Justin to something.
Oh.
There's one element to the show that I want to do more of, but honestly, admittedly, I suck at it. So, and Justin's going to kill me for this, but so Justin is really good at writing code. I mean, that's basically what he does for his job. Like, he's really good at code development and managing people that do code development. And like, I really want us to have like, he had some cool ideas about some very sophisticated, not sophisticated, but definitely big, huge upgrades to how we can do polls.
Oh yeah.
And I really want to do it, but it would make the show. I mean, right now, I think we do a lot of that like interaction with you guys, but it would take the interaction to a whole new level.
So I'll explain it real quick. I don't mind explaining.
Don't go low level.
I won't go low level. So from your point of view, this is how it would work. There would be an application.
Did you just hear that, guys? He just completely dissed me.
He's like, I'll explain it like I do to you.
No, so here's the idea. I don't think this software exists, and that's why I want to build it. It shouldn't be hard to do. So basically, you'll be on the show, and we'll have a screen share that's interacting with the live chat. My code is scanning the live chat, and we basically do trivia night. So one example is trivia night. Let's imagine we did like, I don't know, Back to the Future, and we'll ask the question, and it'll say A, B, C, or D. And you guys actually type in A, B, C, or D in the live chat. You can only answer once per trivia question. And in real time, the code that I would write would be parsing your answers. And then real time, it would show who's getting the right answer. And then at the end of that, like, I think actually it'd be a reveal. We wouldn't show who's got the right answer until we end it. And then it would be like, okay, these are the people that got the right answer.
But how cool would it be? Because it would be processing it as you guys are doing it. So you'd see like whatever, it would be bar graphs or however you decide to represent it.
That's right.
But that's what's so cool, because imagine as you're doing it, you can kind of see like the
see
levels
who's the
going
top
up and down.
5 people, right? It's like
Yeah, I just
who
think
has the
that's
highest
neat.
score. Yeah, I think it could be a lot of fun. We'd need your help, right? Because, I mean, I could build it, but then we'd have to kind of like test it out one night, like let's see if this works and, work through the kinks. And that's only one of the ideas. Trivia was one of them. There was other.
Well, and we want to just like when we do the polls, like, hey, because we
could do it
Justin and I
anytime,
look
right?
at it, yeah, because Justin and I look at it and go, it sounds like 50. It looks like about 50% of you guys, but it would be really cool to get the real percentages. Be like, oh yeah, 90% of you guys think it's a dumb idea for Arcade 1-Up to do this. And the cool thing is also it'd be neat for us as a community to send them that poll, right? And go, hey, Arcade 1-Up, like the last 3 weeks running, we ran the same poll and people, it's been consistent.
That's right.
They think that you should release this cabinet. And I know we're a smaller community, but we're still, I mean, if you think about it, you guys are a pretty big voice. And we've kind of steered the ship a bit with Arcade 1-Up as it is, so it could be really neat to be able to give them that. Why is Todd doing sad faces? I'm trying to figure out what Todd is sad about. But anyways,
no, he's going
Oh, is
and
that
Zohar?
a
Thank
That
you
looks
so
like
much
a
for
sad face.
thank you so much for the super chat. He says next week, ask John D. Will they re-release old cabs? So we have been talking to John D about that, not recently, but they said they're going to re-release. Like that's in their plan for this year, is to at least they reached out to retailers and said, hey, we want to kind of make variations of the sold out products. And Street Fighter 2 was one of them. While we were at CS, we begged them to do Mortal Kombat. While we were there, he said, that's a great idea. And we said, but this time make upgraded sticks. Maybe it could be a limited edition. He was like, no, we can't do that. But then he was like, that would be amazing. That actually is a great idea. You could tell he was working through it right when we were there talking to him. There's no promises because honestly, nothing from Arcade 1-Up is real until it's actually available online.
Zohar, they don't hate you, dude. So I think you got to think about it, right? What were they? And we got to end the show soon. I got to go, and I know Justin, you have to go too soon. But think about it, right? They sold a ton of Street Fighters. It's pretty obvious that that was a pretty big seller for them. So you got to think they're definitely going to re-release that. Mortal Kombat was so big for them that they actually went out of their way to build another version of it for Costco. So those two are gonna definitely, absolutely, at some point have to get re-releases. They're gonna get the special treatment because they're such huge titles. So I would imagine they're going to. Now the thing is, if they're going to, that's where I feel like we as a community could have some feedback for them. Like for me, I'd rather them come out with those cabinets and not put Sanwa sticks on it. I'd rather have some HAP competition sticks on there. But what if we could get them to actually do something like that? That would be pretty cool. They'd have to customize it. What are you laughing at? What do you think is funny?
Zohar's like, John D will purposely not release MK because of me.
What did you do, Zohar? Did you
It's
do
because
something?
of he kept on spamming all the groups with his MK info, and he thinks they got like kind of tired of it. Am I right, Zohar? Is that why you think they
That message is partially true, actually.
Yeah.
You can keep it up.
This
That
is the
message
real
actually
reason
partially
Ralph has
true.
to go.
I know, but we're going, guys. I really, first of all, I'm super excited that you guys would hang on for an hour and a half show. We usually, Justin and I had kind of talked about this in the earlier when we started the show and said, hey, we should really keep it to an hour because we just felt like that was the sweet spot. But sometimes we start talking to it and you guys start conversation and we kind of go all over. But I kind of like that because it just means like, it's just
Zohar,
free flowing a little bit more.
Feel free to promote your group right now. Go ahead. Some people are asking what your group is
Zohar,
on
throw it in
Facebook.
there, man.
Go ahead, man. And so we'll pop that up on the stream. So if you're really into Mortal Kombat, this dude Zohar, he put together a group that's really, really cool.
Oh, and then Lewis, I've been saying for Lewis for like ever that I'd promote his group. Lewis, if you want to put your group in there too, I'm so sorry. I keep on forgetting. So if you want to throw it in there, I'll put the chat comment up, so people can go join that. Yeah. So this was actually one of the points. So Super Dimensional, good buddy of mine. He it is true. So HAP competition sticks, you'd have to sort of cut them and mod them to get them to fit. You can fit them in, but they would have to do something interesting to get it to fit. So I don't know if they could. It would have to be a custom thing because I doubt they're going to buy them and cut them. So they'd have to get them custom somehow. So that's probably why you don't see them, but it would be awesome.
So Lewis has a group. It's called Arcade 1-Up Deals and More. Something cool. We're towards the end of the show, so I don't mind talking about it real quick. I haven't worked on the home arcade deals in a while, like because it's pretty much automated. So it just every couple hours it looks for new deals and just makes them available when you put in a zip code at consolekits.com. But actually, one thing it's not automated is when you first land on the page, it'll show you the prices, the online prices. Whatever that is, that's not automated. So I would have to keep on checking to make sure that the price was accurate. And that sometimes would be inaccurate, and I'd have to manually go update it. But today I just finished that. And I haven't released it yet, but I'm going to release it tonight. So by tomorrow, when you go to consolekits.com, it'll have a little loader. It should only take about a second, and it's actually fetching all the online prices. It's another thing where it's fetching a cache, but I have it set for every 2 hours. So every 2 hours, the script is already done. Every 2 hours, it's asking Walmart and Target what their online prices are for all those prices, and then that's what you see right away, and then that part will be automated. And I'll be ready to take more ideas. I think I'll have just a little bit more time on my hands. So if anyone has any other ideas of how to automate the ability to know prices and areas and features for homearcadedeals.com, you can reach out to me, and I'll be, what is...
You're going really, really long on this.
All right, fine.
Really, really long.
Okay, so Zohar, thank you so much for the super chat again. We should just stay up all night, and Zohar every 10 minutes is gonna give us another $2. So the official Arcade 1-Up Mortal Kombat fan page. Ralph needs to poop, so we got to go soon.
Keep pooping. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I zoned out from it. What happened? What I missed? What you talking about? Arcade
kind of like
deals?
last week. You're like, we didn't even do a show last week, right?
I know that was a miss.
So,
all right. So we gotta go. We gotta
go, man.
We gotta take this
So,
out. We gotta do it.
We thank you, Zohar, for funding all of
funding the
arcades.
show, I guess,
Yeah.
for today. Yeah. You have already paid for your arcade mod at
Yeah.
this point. I'm pretty
Like
sure.
all the way back since like CES. If you just would have added up all your super chats, you could have bought and modded yourself the Mortal Kombat cab.
Actually, so Zohar, there is actually. Hold on, I'm gonna pull this up really fast. Then we have to go. You guys, everyone else that's also watching the show will enjoy this too. So hold on, I'm gonna see if it's still there. Because if it is there, it's one of those things where, it looks like a good deal, and I thought of Zohar when I saw it. Hold on one second. Give me one sec. Justin, entertain people for a second.
All right, so Zohar.
Talk about like aspect ratios or something.
Okay. What's interesting about aspect ratios is for a long time, the video game designers were not actually designing for 4x3.
Please don't.
They were designing for a different aspect ratio, but
stop.
they knew that the CRTs would have 4x3.
Okay,
This was a limitation
okay.
of the hardware.
All right. Thank you.
See, I used to go on YouTube and just press record. I'm like, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Arcade 1-Up, and Arcade 1-Up does some interesting things this time.
Okay, so the price is actually really expensive on this.
Oh.
But it's actually a Mortal Kombat 1.
This
that
is
looks
the
like
one
it's
you're
in-
buying for Zohar, right?
No, but but it actually is in pretty decent. Like it's in decent shape. I just wish it wasn't so expensive. This is actually pretty close to me. It's in Tucson. Actually, the Dragon Gamer guy, who I think lives in Tucson. If this wasn't so expensive, now I don't know. Admittedly, I don't know what the going rate for a MK original is.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would hope this isn't it might be the original tube if it's been taken care of and everything. But I mean, you can't. The problem is with pictures like this is you can't zoom in enough to really see if there's sometimes the cabinets they could have dry rot or there could be like water damage or you really have to be careful. I know that everyone gets excited when they see like, oh, I bought an MK for $500, and then you notice like, oh, the power supply is bad and the lit marquee doesn't, like, the graphics are all faded out, so I gotta replace the graphics. The full artwork kits on these aren't cheap. You could spend $500 on a full artwork kit if you wanted like a good Joe Sabo version for something like this. So I mean, or I want the coin doors to work, they're broken, or whatever it is. So anyways, I saw this, I thought of you, Zohar. But it's not cheap. You look at the control panel. To me, it looks like the graphics probably need to be replaced. Like, I don't know what's up with this, but it looks like the graphics need to be replaced a bit. Like, there's some, I don't know what this is, like cigarette burns. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Which it actually could be. It could be cigarettes. I don't know.
Maybe
that's just a weird spot.
Get it nice and cleaned up. Maybe just leave it that way for the. No, we should clean it up. So. Stringer
like,
Films,
this looks
thank
like
you so
this
much
does
for
look
the,
like
hold on. Thank you so much for the super chat. Zohar is going to get Ralph and that N64 handheld, and we got a couple more super chats by guess who? That's right, Zohar. Thank you so much. Can't accept that. It's too much. Don't deserve that. And you know what? I agree. So Zohar, once again, stop it with the super chats, please. Please don't do that. I would feel so guilty.
All right, we really gotta. Now, Dave, I am not gonna make an offer on that thing. What did you do? You just did Zohar literally just? Did he take control of the chat? It like fell back to his.
Yeah, sorry, that was me.
Make an offer. Yeah, no, I'm good, dude. I mean, I don't know. I think it could be. Maybe it's one of those things where would accept. He's got. There's 59 people watching it. Well, I mean, if it
look, Sabo says that's not the original cabinet.
Oh, that's right. It is. Oh my gosh, you're right. It totally isn't the original cabinet. I wasn't even like.
Pull that up again.
It isn't the original cabinet, of course, Mr. Sabo. Sabo, what would it cost to do a reskin of if this was an original? What would it do? What would it? I said like, 500.
For you, 500. He's like, you should know that button layout is wrong, bro.
Oh yeah, that is wrong. Anyways, so let's see. Maybe we could find let's find an original Mortal Kombat arcade cabinet.
Sabo said about 350.
Oh, so that's not bad. Okay. All right. I said 500
for the artwork.
He's like full actually for you, my friend, $500. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Sabo. Where is it? By the way, those of you who didn't get to catch it, Joe was on the Tech Buzz, and it was really interesting to hear his perspective on stuff. Definitely. I have a lot of respect for Joe being the graphic designing element of his job. I think is an element that a lot of people don't think about, like having to try to take artwork that's old and recreate it sometimes. I think there's a lot of work that goes into that. And sometimes the original artwork isn't easy to get. So anyways, I think it's pretty cool. There's something, and a lot of things that he does are rather unique, like where it hasn't been done before. And I think that's pretty cool.
Zohar with the laughs again. Don't buy anything. I'll be dead in 2 weeks. Man, you're so funny. He's just a funny guy. He's just a really funny guy.
No one's gonna be dead. You guys are all gonna be good. Don't worry about that. I promise. I shouldn't say promise, but I'm pretty sure. I shouldn't say promise, but I'm pretty sure.
I mean, if you lived in California, you'd probably.
No.
Right. No, I'm kidding. No, yeah. You're gonna be all right, Zohar. It's just fine. Things.
There you go. So, you can't see that right now. Why is it not pulling it up? There you go. So that would be pretty sweet, but yeah. I don't know what these, Joe, do you have any, since Joe's still in the chat, does Joe have any idea like what, it's not pulling up that picture on your guys' end for some reason, huh?
What are you talking about? I see Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, it is on the right. I don't know what the going rate is for something like that, an MK original like that. I have no idea.
This is the best advice that we have for everybody. Just stay at home and play video games, right? Your chances of survival are 99.9. That's pretty good. Probably a couple more nines, right? Just that's why we're here. Like literally, it's actually really cool. Look at all of us. Most of us bought all these arcade cabinets. We've been preparing for this for like the whole year. Right?
Yeah. So Sabo said, depending on condition, about $800 to $1,000. So that, yeah. The thing that's interesting is like, just like arcade deals, it depends on where you are in the country. There are hotbeds for arcade machines where you can get, like, I'll see sometimes someone go, oh my gosh, pickup today, and you're like, what the heck? And it'll be like $500, and it's like a Street Fighter 2 that's actually in like fairly good condition. Now there might be something that's physically wrong with it somewhere in it, but I bought a Street Fighter 2. I have a Street Fighter 2 PCB right here, and I think I paid like $149 for it, for like the actual PCB, and it's in like, it literally looks like it's in pristine, immaculate shape. So you can sometimes get people, like, let's say you bought an arcade machine and the PCB was bad, like if the bulk of it is still good and maybe it needs an artwork reskin from Sabo and maybe the cabinet wood is still in good shape, like there are deals out there to be had. It's just, if you don't feel comfortable with the restoration pieces, or even if big or small, then I wouldn't mess with it. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's why so many people enjoy the arcade 1-up, because it's like, all right, well, yeah, obviously it's not the original experience, but like for someone to go, it's brand new, I just put it together, I'm playing in 40 minutes, it looks good enough, right? The graphics look similar, or artwork looks similar. I just think that's why it took off. It really pressed on those nostalgia, buttons. But anyways, Justin, we got to go, dude. We're almost 2 hours in. I appreciate everyone being on.
That's right. Thank you so much for joining us. We had, I think we had a lot of fun tonight, man. What do you think, Ralph?
Yeah, I did too.
Did you guys have fun?
Yeah, hopefully you guys had a good time. I think this is one of those things where, obviously a couple shows back, we were talking about movies, and we really wanted to get back to talking about gaming, and we're going to continue to do that. But we might get into a little bit more of the, like, do it DIY stuff on the show a little bit more, because we did that one where we showed you virtual pinball. We did one where we showed you Pandora's Box. So we definitely want to get into more of that DIY. So we may try to do an FPGA one pretty soon.
Yeah, sorry we couldn't do a video last week, but that's okay. So, right?
Yeah, that was a bummer. All right. Well, what?
Nothing.
Oh, all right. Well,
I can say I learned something last week, is that you use butt wipes. Did you know I knew that?
Dude, what are you talking about?
That's right. This man uses like, he doesn't have to worry about the toilet paper because he just has man wipes. Kim told me that the other day.
Dude, shut up.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody, for...
I'm calling you right now. What the heck? Dude, shut up. What are you talking about? All right, I'm ending the broadcast.
All right. Thank you so much, and we'll see you